Deep within the woodlands and savannas of northern Australia and southern New Guinea lives a creature straight out of prehistory. It stretches up to 3 feet long, most of that length is tail, and carries an unmistakable accessory. This is the frilled lizard, known for its dramatic neckwear. The most striking feature, of course, is that large frill. It's a flap of skin circling the head and neck, usually folded neatly against the body like a cape. But when deployed, it transforms into a large, disc-shaped shield. It sometimes stretches over a foot wide. Imagine a reptile suddenly appearing 4 times wider than its body. So how does this impressive display happen? It's not just skin flapping open. The frill is supported by cartilage-like connective tissue and special rod-like bones called hyoid bones. With quick movements of these bones, the lower jaw, and the connecting tissue, the lizard snaps the frill open in an instant. Why does it do this? Its primary function is a threat display. Against predators or rival males, opening that frill makes the lizard look significantly larger and more intimidating. It also serves for communication between individuals, perhaps establishing dominance or attracting a mate. While some theories suggested other functions, such as temperature regulation or gliding, the evidence points overwhelmingly to display and communication. Adding to the visual drama is the color of the frill. These aren't uniform across the species range. Lizards west of Australia's Ord River often sport red frills. Move east towards the Gulf of Carpentaria, and you find orange frills. Further east and into New Guinea, the colors shift to yellow and even white. These vibrant hues come from pigments called carotenoids and pteridines, sometimes linked to hormone levels. This reptile spends most of its day high above the ground, over 90% of its time, actually. It's largely arboreal, a true tree dweller, descending to the ground only for necessities: a meal, a social interaction, or maybe a quick trip to a new tree. Males tend to cover more ground than females, patrolling larger home ranges and marking their territory, often with a flash of that famous frill. But when they do hit the ground, these lizards can move in a surprising way. They're capable of bipedal movement, running on their hind legs. They lean their head far back, aligning it behind the tail base, a clever trick for balance. This two-legged dash is typically reserved for quick hunts or, more often, escaping a dangerous situation. Their life is tied to the seasons of the tropics. During the wet season, when food is abundant, they are more active, using smaller trees and spending more time near the ground. As the dry season arrives, they retreat to larger trees. They climb higher into the canopy for shade, conserving energy and lowering their metabolic rate. This is in response to dwindling resources. When it comes to finding food, patience is key. The frilled lizard is a classic sit-and-wait predator. It perches in a tree, scanning the ground or lower branches for movement. Spotting a meal, it drops down, dashing on 2 legs towards the target. Then it shifts to all 4s to capture insects and other invertebrates. Termites, ants, centipedes, and moth larvae are staples. When danger looms, a bird of prey circling, a larger lizard or snake slithering near the frilled lizard puts on its full show. Up snaps the frill. Its mouth gapes open, revealing a flash of color inside. It might puff itself up, let out a hiss, and lash its tail. This entire dramatic display aims to shock the predator and buy time to flee. Breeding season typically falls during the late dry and early wet periods. Males engage in competitive displays, frills spread, mouths open wide. Sometimes these face-offs escalate into actual fights, with males pouncing and biting at each other's heads. Females, after mating, dig shallow nests to deposit their eggs. Speaking of eggs, here's a fascinating detail. The sex of the hatchlings depends on the temperature inside the nest. Milder incubation temperatures tend to produce more males. More extreme temperatures, whether very hot or very cool, result in more females. It's a neat adaptation tied to the environment. Clutch sizes can vary, anywhere from 4 to over 20 eggs. A female might lay multiple clutches in a single season. Incubation takes a couple of months or more. Once they hatch, young lizards have smaller frills than adults. They grow fastest during the food-rich wet season, with males typically outgrowing females. Though they face some local pressures, the frilled lizard maintains a healthy population overall. It is listed as least concern. They are popular in the pet trade, and while trade from Australia is banned, many come from Indonesia, where the species is also protected. Feral cats pose a threat in some areas, though they seem less affected by invasive cane toads. Despite these challenges, this distinctive creature remains a beloved symbol, even appearing on coins. It gained worldwide recognition after a certain dinosaur movie portrayed a creature with a similar flair for display.